Hello, everyone. It's Coach Shalynne, and I want to spend some time with you and tell you my story. So often, people see me for how I am, and they say, "Oh, it's Coach Shalynne. She always eats well. She exercises all of the time." But friend, I want to tell you the backstory. My story actually starts way back in 2014. And at that time, there's pictures that you could go back and you could look and see, and you'd see that big old smile. And that smile that I always wear, it's in all of my pictures. 2014, 15, 16, all the way. And even as a child, that everybody would get all ready and they say, "Okay, Shalynne, smile for the picture." And I'll be front and center. Big old toothy smile. But there was something about my smile in 2014 that just was not true. See, because at that time, honestly, I really wasn't happy deep down inside. I felt things in my gut, in my body. It just didn't feel right. And I even knew that after I ate certain things, that didn't feel right either. There was something that was going on. And I had that back pain and I had knee pain, and it just wasn't right. And I actually remember telling my husband, "You know what? I need to go to the doctor. I need to go to the doctor and find out what is going on." And you all have heard me say time and time again how well I get along with my doctor. And so I went to the doctor and she said, "Okay, Shalynne, I'm hearing all the things that you're saying. Let's take some tests. Let's take some tests." I said, "Okay, let's take some tests." So we took some tests, and then she called me back and we sat down and we talked about the results. I was not prepared for the results from my test. She said, "You know what? The results show that you have high cholesterol." What? Huh? When did my cholesterol, when did I even have a problem, and how in the world is it high? How is it high cholesterol? What is going on with that? The next thing that she told me is that my white blood cell count was all out of whack. Once again, what does that mean, and how do we get that together? Then she went on to tell me that what I was feeling in my belly from what I ate, from the food choices that I was consuming, was because I was eating greasy food and my body didn't know how to handle that. So that was the uneasiness that I was feeling. And to be told all of these things, and then on top of that, to be told that I had to take medication, I said, "Oh my gosh, I need medication? I need medication for these things?" Oh, friend, let me tell you, the emotion that I felt was so strong. Everything was spiraling. It was like the room was spinning, like the floor was moved from underneath me. I was just so filled with emotion, and I literally remember breaking down and crying, just being so sad to realize that the reason that I was in the state that I was in was because I put myself in that state. I, Shalynne, did this to myself. Ooh, just the weight of that just brought me down, and I just felt so bad because I was sabotaging myself, the hobbies, the things that I love, because I was a baker. I still love to bake to this day. But the thing that was happening is that I was baking and eating everything that I baked. So I baked and I ate and I baked and I ate. And it got me to this wonderful recipe of disaster that was causing everything within me to start breaking down. And I knew in that moment that I had to make a change. If I wanted things to be different, if I no longer wanted to be the same, if I was tired truly of the back pain and the knee pain, and I wasn't going to be on anybody's medication for any longer than what was needed, I had to make some changes. And changes I made, and I took it to the street. Oh, yes, I did. And some of you might even remember that I got on social media and I just told everybody what was going on, because I had to realize, I was hoping that I wasn't the only one that was going through all the things that I was going through. And just maybe I could help somebody else, and we could come along beside each other and we could make a change together. So some of you might be watching this. I remember just getting it out there and putting it out there, and we together became a part of my challenge. Let's eat clean in 2015. Do you remember that? Do you remember being on that challenge with me? And it was the most transparent and most liberating things that I had ever done in my life, to get on social media and tell people, hey, I have not been a good caretaker of myself. And so the challenge went on, and we made changes, and we drank water, and we made different choices. And it was there that I really plugged into meal planning and prepping and mason salad jars and just changing all these different things. And friend, the weight just began to melt right off. I remember being filled with so much emotion and so much joy and so happiness to see that I'm no longer sabotaging myself, like I'm taking good care of me, and my body enjoys this, and my mind is clear, and I no longer have to go to the zoo with the boys and sit down at every other bench because I'm so tired and worn out. I no longer have to decide when I want to go up and down the stairs in my house. Like, I can do all of the stairs up and down, 13 steps each level. I can do it all and still have energy and still not be out of breath. Oh, it felt so great to make these changes. And then along the way, people started saying, hey, these things are working for you. Can you help me? Oh my gosh, what an honor, what a joy, what a privilege. And through that, I became Coach Shalynne. What joy to see other people making those changes in their lives. And they trust me to be able to take them from point A to point B. And before I knew it, I then started becoming this coach that was honest and that was true. And people could tell me what was going on with them, and we could work together, and things changed. And I applied my journey to their journey. Before they knew it, the weight was falling off of them. So then I, got my certifications. I became a personal trainer. I became a certified nutritional consultant, and life coach, came years after that. And here I am today, helping others, helping people, helping one client at a time to make a difference in their lives, so they no longer have to sabotage themselves like I was sabotaging me. Ooh, and such freedom and such liberty is there. What an awesome opportunity to go from not knowing how I was going to be able to continue, and thinking that I was going to have to be on somebody's medication, to be able to stand here in front of you today and say, I am not the same anymore. And friend, I want you to know that the smile that I wore in 2014 is more authentic here today. And I am the true Shalynne, and I stand before you, and I want you to know that you can do it too. It's not just my journey, it's not just my story, it's your story as well. So take on the responsibility, take on the joy, and feel great within yourselves, and be all that you know you can be. What's down inside of you, bring it to life, pull it out, and be true to the smile that you are wearing.